All righty, everyone. Welcome to another session of Natural Healing with Essential Oils with Sandy.
Woohoo!
So, Sandy, what are we going to be dealing with today?
Well, today we are going to talk about the Serenity system
Mhm.
and sleep. Who wants better sleep? I think the figures are that about 85 to 90% of Americans, and I don't know about the rest of the world, but for us as Americans, we are lacking in sleep, good sleep.
I tell you, that is so true because practically everyone that I deal with, sleep is an issue. And it's kind of one of those things that nobody talks about because even if people are sleeping 7 to 8 hours, what I've found is that they're not getting really deep restorative sleep. So that's the beauty of the Serenity system. So tell us more about it, Sandy.
All right. So first off, this little bottle of beauty, the Serenity um, oil, is the free product of this month. If you do the
Ooh.
125 PV order by the 15th, which that's simple, get your vitamins, minerals, and greens, get your little
Mhm.
collagen, whatever, and you're good. Maybe some PB Restore for the gut, and of course your omegas. You do that and you're there. But the Serenity is an oil blend that has lavender. It's pretty lavender heavy, but it also has vetiver, which is one of my loves for calming and taming the brain, just stopping all the brain chatter at night. And it's great in a diffuser. It's great to just put in your hands and smell when you're in a stressful situation. A
Mhm.
lot of people who have some anxiety or things like that or just need a little boost, Serenity is a really great go to for them. I love putting it on my feet. I actually put it in a roller bottle and rub it on my feet and the neck and here and on my wrists before I sleep. I put it up on my hands because I put my hands near my face. And then I put 2 or 3 drops in my diffuser that's by my bedside. You make sure, we talk about good sleep hygiene. You make sure that you've turned off your electronics at least 30 minutes before bedtime so you don't have that blue light messing up your
Yeah.
brain, and then prepare your bedroom by putting that diffuser on so that when you walk into your bedroom, it's just, oh, it's
Mhm.
serene. What? And then the other thing I do 30 minutes before bedtime is I take a Serenity gel cap. Now, I don't
Oh.
know about you, but your body and brain changes as you hit around 50-ish.
Mhm.
And like, back in the day when I had baby after baby after baby, and I could stand against a wall for 5 minutes and I fell asleep, or I sat down, that was dangerous. I slept. I'm out. I couldn't go anywhere. I mean, I remember after baby number 8, I could not drive for 3 weeks because it wasn't because I had any issues or surgeries. It was because I couldn't drive for more than 10 minutes without falling asleep. Now, granted, my liver shut down during that time and I had all these things where I couldn't sleep during those pregnancies. But yes, now to go from that to my brain saying, I think we should stay up all night. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to think about?
Yeah.
Nothing. Be quiet. So the Serenity gel caps do that. They give me a deeper sleep. And if I sleep a little less, it is still a very restorative sleep. The Serenity gel cap uses some of the herbals as well as oils, and it helps the brain to just settle into those correct patterns that are conducive to good, healthy sleep. And it's actually been proven, they did some scientific studies on
Hmm.
the Serenity sleep system with the Serenity oil and the gel caps.
Mhm.
And they studied 10 of our biological body clocks.
Hmm.
And 6 weeks of taking Serenity aged the brain backwards by 2 years.
Wow.
It aged, the aging factors backwards by a year. Everything was turned back, the biological clocks. And they only studied 10. I don't know how many there are. These are scientists doing their thing. And it was crazy good, though, because I was like, wait, I need to remember to do that every night, just not on the nights when I'm going to bed and going, the brain didn't shut down. Get up and take that. No. So it actually has become my habit. It was one of the things that helped me go from this insomniac to getting pretty good sleep most every single night. Now, is it every single night? No. Like I played piano for a church service Sunday, and I was a little nervous because it wasn't my church service, and I know the flow's got to be like this and this, and I had like 10 different things I had to play, and make sure you play while the pastor's praying, and little bits, and I'm like, oh, it's just so much in my brain. So my brain was a little bit overstimulated for Sunday morning, and so Saturday night was hard to sleep, but I still got sleep instead of being up until 5 o'clock in the morning, which had happened previously. So yeah,
You
Serenity
remind me
Gel.
of you remind me of kids just before the night before Christmas, like, oh my God,
Yes.
oh my God, oh my God.
Yes.
But on the other hand, as I was sharing with you before we started today, a lot of what I've been seeing in people that I work with is this profile that we refer to as wired and tired, where you're like so revved up, and ironically, you're tired, but you can't get to sleep. It's like this crazy mixture of you. It's like, I know I need to sleep. I'm so dragged, bone dead, tired, and yet I'm still wired.
Yes.
And then the flip side of that is I have some people who'll tell me, but Michelle, I can sleep 7, 8 hours and I still wake up feeling exhausted. And, when we do a sleep study, if we wanted to do a sleep study, if they wanted to go to that particular expense, we're finding that they're having a light level of sleep. And, you can use one of those little watches now or the rings to really do a deeper analysis on your sleep. Or you can just simply get the Serenity Sleep System, and create a much deeper restorative sleep. Because as Sandy said, it's going to help all of the different aspects of your body, everything from your brain functioning, because what we are finding out is that there is something called lymphatics, meaning your brain literally cleanses itself at night through the process of sleep. All of your detoxification organs cleanse themselves, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs cleanse themselves during the night. Your colon cleanses itself during the night because it needs a period of not doing anything. This is when all of the maintenance crews goes into the office building and cleans. They don't clean when everybody's in the office working. So the body, the mind, the heart, the spirit even requires for there to be that serenity in order to restore. Awesome.
Yeah, totally. And there is, so the Serenity is the oil's the free product of the month. The gel caps are on sale for 10% off. But I would recommend, if you haven't started with the whole system, buy the system, because it also comes with a sleep stick that has the Serenity oil and valerian root extract. Now, if you know anything about valerian, there is a used to be very popular in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I don't know if it's still as popular, but people say, hand me a Valium.
Yeah.
That comes from valerian root, and that is very calming, soporific, and helps you get into that deeper level of sleep. And that one actually goes on. I put the Serenity on, here and here, and then I also put a little bit of the Serenity stick here, a little bit under my nose, and then on the bottom of my feet as well. So I do double duty, because for me, insomnia was a really big bad thing, and this has.
And you can even add the Serenity oil to some water and mist it over your pillow, so that as you're sleeping, you're like literally inhaling it. And I really encourage you to do that, especially with children, to mist their pillows, to add it to the bottom of their feet, to really help them to go into that deep restorative sleep. And of course, take away the devices, turn off the lights, shut down the internet, and really do whatever we can to help that restorative process. Now, one other thing, I know, doTERRA, we had the convention and they came out with a fantastic product called Revitazine. If you know anything about Michelle, she is a detoxification freak. Anything having to do with detox, I am like on it. So tell us more about this Revitazine.
You know that Revitazine, it's a 2-part deal. You see my little box. Yeah, so the Revitazine oil is like what our Zendocrine oil used to be. Years ago, they did an update on the metabolic oil blend and found that when they did some scientific testing, that changing the balance on some of the oils in it and making some of them heavier made them much more able to stop or slow the growth of fat cells. So they did the same thing with the Zendocrine and turned it into Revitazine by changing the amount of geranium. There, you know, the oils that are in there are still very similar to what was in Zendocrine. I don't know that anything has been added or taken, but the proportions are different and they are much more powerful. We are doing some classes, is what we're doing. Our hands-on stuff is we're doing a little belly button patch because we also came out with a very clean source of castor oil, which because no benzene, you know, the cold press, the whole bit, all those things that people worry about, you know, and I'm like, I don't know a lot about castor oil, so I started studying with.
It is
It's the
Salva
same.
de Cristi. That's castor oil.
Yeah, same thing that has been happening to olive oil has been happening to castor oil, though, where things are contaminated or, you know, adulterated and not a quality. So when we know that doTERRA puts their name on it, we know that it's quality. So what we do for our little class is we take a little belly button patch, and you can get those on Amazon, and we either do this live or we send them home with us to do it at night, because so many people are saying, I put the patch on overnight and I feel less sluggish. I had no problems with bowel movements the next day. I also woke up feeling energized and not bloated. So you put, we do it in a little dropper bottle and send them home with that, with the patch. And they put a couple of 3 drops of this. You've got castor oil, and then you put a drop or 2 of Revitazine in it, and you put it on the belly button patch and wear it overnight. A lot of people are also using this for the castor oil pack. If you have a castor oil pack, put your castor oil on it, 2 or 3 drops of the Revitazine oil, which helps to cleanse and detoxify the liver. So you're going to wear it over the liver, the kidneys, all that, you know, just make sure that you're wearing it over that liver area, and it will pull things and detoxify overnight, as you were talking, Michelle. And so that's part of that system is the oil blend. The other part is, if you remember, if you've been with doTERRA for a little bit, part of the cleanse and restore was a Zendocrine oil and a Zendocrine detox complex. So they have wrapped the detox complex up in a microencapsulation, just like the turmeric, and put the Revitazine oil on top of it, so you don't have to take 2 different products. You do one.
Oh, yay!
And they said it's gentle enough to use for a 30-day cleanse or a 90-day reset or an everyday as you feel that you need. So I am really excited about this.
A quick question. Does that mean that they're discontinuing the Zendocrine, or will they continue to have the Zendocrine?
There have been questions back and forth on that, and I haven't clarified yet, but I kind of think the Zendocrine will move out.
Because I was wondering, because I find that where I use the Zendocrine specifically is for women who are having like hormonal imbalances, because it's really phenomenal for that. And I'm thinking that the Revitazine is more of a broad spectrum kind of detoxification system, as opposed to like really honing in specifically just on the hormonal system.
I think you're going to find the same thing because of the heavy geranium in it. You're going to find that that responds to the hormonal issues that you're dealing with. So I think they have just made it a much more powerful product. So I'm excited about it. Very excited.
I was
really playing with it a little bit.
I looked at the ingredients, you know, like the cilantro and other things that really help to support the detoxification pathways in the body. And I am encouraging everyone, reach out to me if you'd like to do the 30-day cleanse with us, because once again, we will be using the new and improved doTERRA Cleanse and Restore Kit. So I'm really excited about doing that as we move into the new year, because believe it or not, this is October, so the year is pretty much over. And I guess next month we'll start talking about the holiday stuff that'll be coming out, right?
Yes, I just got a little holiday card in my box. My oils came today, and you can actually go online and look at their holiday catalog. That starts becoming available November 1st. I will put a plug in and say that on the 28th of this month, if you are anywhere near a 4-hour flight or 4-hour drive from Tennessee, from Oak Ridge, especially Knoxville area, Justin Harrison is going to be coming in and doing a post-convention event. As we know, he always has goodies
Yeah.
to draw from, and he always brings this little, reach in $10 grab bag.
Yeah.
You'll get an oil that's always worth more than that, but
The grab bag.
yeah, that always goes to Healing Hands. But he'll be going through these products in depth. We'll be doing some aroma touch hand technique, and then a lot of fun. Always a great educational event. But that's October 28th, and you can register for that online. Our Facebook page, the Live Well team, has that registration information. So I just encourage anybody. Let's tell you, if you got to fly 4 hours or drive 4 hours, I have had people that have driven 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours.
Wow.
Come see Justin
So
Harrison.
if Justin is there, I promise you it's going to be fantastic.
It is.
So everyone, thank you once again for joining us, and thank you, Sandy. Any last minute questions from our group here? We've got Carlo. Any questions?
No. Thank you for answering everything, Sandy. I think I'm gonna try that Serenity.
Oh,
As
yeah.
a matter of fact, when you all came, I just got a doTERRA. Some of my stuff just came on guard. That's what I said.
There you go.
It's time.
Perfect timing. And no, we did not plan that, you guys. I know you're like, yeah, they scripted
Right,
that.
you see it's still in the package.
Yeah, I just got my box on the doorstep today. I was so happy. It's like, yay!
Early Christmas.
Exactly.
All righty. Well, ladies and gents, thank you once again for being with us today. And we look forward to seeing you next time on Natural Healing with Essential Oils and Sandy. Until next time.
Thank you, Sandy and Dr. M.
Bless.